The exhibit is called Beauty of the Game, the Women of the Negro Leagues. And it surprises a lot of our visitors to discover that there were 3 women who played in the Negro Leagues: Toni Stone, Connie Morgan, and Mamie Peanut Johnson. Pioneers, women who competed with and against the men in the 1950s. As a matter of fact, Toni Stone was the first female of professional baseball. She took the roster place of somebody you might have heard his name, Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron had been signed by the Indianapolis Clowns in 1952. Well, the Boston Braves signed Hank away near the end of the 52 season. In 53, Toni Stone took his roster place. So as I tell our guests all the time, the Negro Leagues essentially gave women an opportunity to do things in this country before this country gave women an opportunity to do things. It was a very pioneering league. They didn't care what color you were, and they didn't care what gender you were. Can you play? Do you have something to contribute? We felt compelled to shine a greater light on this story, because not only were there women that played in the Negro Leagues, there had always been female ownership or leadership in the Negro Leagues, most notably Effa Manley, who becomes the first woman to be nominated and inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Effa Manley and her husband Abe owned the Newark Eagles, but it was Mrs. Manley who ran the day-to-day operations of that baseball team. She knew the business of baseball as well as any man. And this story, I think, takes on even greater meaning today, because as we're having these very much needed, prevalent, prominent conversations about gender equity, here were the Negro Leagues out in front of society. Yeah, and what makes this story, I think, so amazingly special is that the Negro Leagues were born out of exclusion, yet it was as inclusive an entity as any aspect of American society. And I think for the young girls in particular who come in, I think it is a self-empowerment kind of piece that they can draw strength from. What the Negro Leagues teaches us is very simple. In this great country of ours, if you dare to dream and you believe in yourself, you can do or be anything you want to be.